Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general mid-month reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon and Ascendant for the last 2 weeks of September. I hope you are. As you may be able to tell, I'm not. I spent this week really quite poorly, but seem to have turned a corner with it. Immune systems for the win. So I was sitting down and trying to get these done now. I've been trying to do these readings for days. I just keep sitting down and going, oh, I don't even know what month it is, and then going back to my lemsip. So I feel considerably better today. So what else do I have to tell you? Oh, if you haven't seen the 6-month overviews that I've done for each of the signs over on Vimeo, we are now a third of the way through the period that I've been reading for. So, oh God, I'm so sorry. So I've knocked down the price accordingly. Like, I really just want people to hear the messages that are in there. So if you haven't seen it already and you're interested, go and check it out. Obviously, if you are supporting me on Patreon, you get to see all of that stuff for free at the higher tier anyway, so at least no extra cost. Oh, right, let's see if I can get through this. Now, 3 cards for Pisces. Before we do that, right, if you haven't seen these videos before, I structure them differently to the main monthly readings, in so much as we are looking for the lesson, right? I believe that there's wisdom or experience contained, wisdom or a lesson contained in every experience that we have. And to that end, this is an exercise in perspective, right? Because often we lose sight of what it is that we're trying to be shown. So what I'll do is I'll pull 3 cards for your current energy and see where you are at right now. And then we'll pull 3 cards and try and work out why you are there. It's just an easier way to navigate what can be very challenging energy at times, if you can work out why it is that you're there in the first place. So we'll do that, and then we'll pull 3 cards for advice. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to try not to pull any clarifiers, but break my rules all the time. So can I have 3 cards for Pisces, please? 3 cards for Pisces. Okay, here's the first one. It's so funny. Literally just did Leo before you, and I was telling them about the fact that they always show up in the Pisces reading because it came up with a double Pisces in there, and then here we are, strength. Tell me about Pisces right now, please. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the Hermit, right? So I'm seeing you with head down at the moment, Pisces. You're just getting on with the business of being Pisces. Like, there's been a sense of a lot of work that you've needed to do on yourself, and the whole point of this last year or so has been about cultivating the space for you to be able to do that. We've talked about it at length. There are some things that need silence to be done. There just is, and it looks to me like you found the silence. There it is. You found the peace, you found the lack of distraction, and now you're just getting on with business, whatever it is that needs to be done for you. Say it's kind of work on yourself, but it's also kind of not. It's about being able to hear what is being said to you, not by the mouths and words of other people who've frankly been quite vexatious to your spirit for a long time now. It's about hearing yourself, your higher self, the universe, how it speaks to you. And it does feel a little like work, but it feels like tasks that you are really quite, what's the word I'm looking for, content with actually being able to get on with at this moment. The Strength card is a card of empowerment, for sure, but it's also about spiritual growth, spiritual development, and I think being away from people was a necessary step for you to go on the next leg of your journey. Let's pull another card, because I'm really quite intrigued by this here. And then, this Hermit card. Hermit status is something that Pisces has been really really trying for quite some time. You spent back end of last year and the first half of this year really looking to extricate yourself from everyone else and their problems. Yeah. Tell me about this. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. Like, you're doing your work, Pisces. Look at that. Justice and the Knight of Cups there. Knight of Cups is Piscean energy. The Justice card is Libra, but look at all the major arcana here. There's 5 cards on the table, and 3 of them are major arcana. Well, the Justice card always talks about bringing balance to a situation, you know, in amongst other things. It can also talk about karma and consequence and things like that. But this really does feel like the energy that you're in at the moment is one of being able to allow your heart to expand without any restrictions, without limitations, and without anything. The word parasitical just came up there, kind of leeching it out. It's almost like it's an experiment in how far you can open up when you don't have people around you who would necessarily suck all your energy away. And it could be that you're engaging in a great deal of self-exploration at the moment, and that there is something both liberating and empowering about that for you too. The two things may well be, you know, connected. It's a really strong position that you're in at the moment, Pisces, without a shadow of a doubt. And there's such contentment with it. You know, it's almost like, I don't know, it feels a little bit like a quest. Why is Pisces having this energy? We have the Seven of Wands with the Mother of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. Oh, gosh. Well, that's pretty straightforward. We've got the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and there has been a lot about your existence, certainly in the last few years, that definitely would... what's the word I'm looking for? Amount to, I can't remember the word I'm looking for. A Seven of Pentacles sort of energy, where there isn't anything exactly terribly wrong, but there isn't exactly anything terribly right too. It was almost a mediocrity, Pisces, that you were deeply, deeply unhappy with. And it was kind of like a lot of people were just expecting you to just accept your lot as it is, and more than that, actually probably express some level of gratitude for it. But you knew that it wasn't right for you, and you knew that it was actually right for other people rather than you. And so it's been necessary for you to take stock of where your energy is going, and because your energy does have that ability to be able to just drift away from you and mingle around. You know, you are in a lot of cases the glue that keeps a lot of things together, certainly emotionally. I mean, sometimes it was difficult for you to keep track of where that energy was going. But in this very strong position that you find yourself now, where it does feel like a quest, it feels like a mission. It's almost like, oh, I know I have something really important to do now. Whatever you are engaged with right now, Pisces, it is important for you. First and foremost, this Seven of Wands and the Mother of Cups. Now, the Mother of Cups is Cancerian energy. She's pointing here at this Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about protection. It's about sometimes a very guarded and defensive energy, but You're so special, Pisces. Like, we spoke before. Like, I don't know, I can't remember if it was last month or the month before, or actually maybe both of them. I said that I felt that for many of you, you had felt like this relocation of self that had occurred. And for some of you, that was a literal geographic relocation. For others of you, it was just pulling away from particular groups and people, you know, to get into a more isolated position so that you could do your work. That you kind of felt like that was the end game, you know, that's what you've been striving for the last, you know, year, and then you achieved it, and it's like, right, see you later, fuckers. Like, Pisces is off doing their own business now, like, never to be seen again. And I said to you, Pisces, that's not how this is going to go down. This is just the first step on the new journey, which will see you inevitably coming back to the fold at some point. Now, I didn't say, and I should reiterate here, that meant that you would go back to old groups of people, old situations. No. But your isolation is relatively temporary in the grand scheme of things. Because that gift that is Pisces will need to come back to the collective at some point, right? We're talking about the elevation of humanity as a whole, you know, mass awakening, mass rising of consciousness. The world can't do it without Pisces. You know, you're the last sign in the zodiac. You are the culmination of the emotional lessons, you know. But the thing that you have needed to learn, and I think that you are currently engaged with, is how you blow up what it is that you can offer, right? That which is already fundamentally powerful, how you can make it more so, to the nth degree of what it is here, but while still protecting yourself. You've had to necessarily pull yourself into a state of isolation to do this work, because other people, parasites, you know, they will leech your energy. I bet if you sit down and think about it, you can think of at least one or two emotional vampires in your midst who just seem to take and take and take, and for whatever reason you just gave and gave and gave, and you weren't quite sure why, because you could see what they were about. But still it continued, you know. Your gift isn't going to be allowed to just disappear, Pisces, and I think it's important that you at least have an idea of that, you know, rather than just assuming that this is what this is now. How do you protect yourself? How do you be this shining flame in the dark without people sucking the energy away from you, you know? Eight of Wands. Because you are in direct communication with something much bigger than you or I or the rest of anything. You know, there's a reason why the High Priestess is the Pisces card. There's a natural attunement to energy. There's a natural conversation that goes on between Pisces and Source, the universe, you know, whatever it is. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. Look at this. These three cards as they've come out here. I clarified the Eight of Wands, and what I got was the Six of Swords, the Justice card, and the Six of Cups. And we've got double sixes here. That's always about movement for me. Sixes are about movement. And often movement in order that one might heal. Right, so the five energy is a clusterfuck. It's a shit show. It always is. It's very, very uncomfortable. The six is like hightailing the fuck out of there, and that is what you have done. Right, leaving behind difficult circumstances, going to calmer waters. But here's this Justice card again. Here's you writing stuff. Here is you bringing things into balance and alignment. You into balance and alignment, right? How do you get to be you and still protect you? Okay, everything that you have to offer. Here we've got it again. But then we've got another six, and this one speaks about the past. going, coming back. I'm really sorry. The last 3 cards in where you are in this energy at the moment. We've got the Knight of Wands, Sagittarian energy. We have the 3 of Cups. That is the people, right? The people around you, the emotional support networks that you were, you know, a huge part of, and there might have been other people who were part of for you too. And look at the colours in all of these, right? The Sagittarian energy is about living in the moment. I mean, there are other ways of looking at it that are a little less complimentary, but ultimately it comes down to the ability to be able to be entirely present in the here and now. But this is reinvigorating the way that you experience other people. It's a change in direction. The Ace of Wands, like all the aces, is pure potential. Right? So what you choose to do with it at any given point will dictate, you know, whether you end up with a 5 of Wands or a, you know, or a 6 of Wands, something like that, right? But just look at the colours. Like, it's almost like this period of isolation, this strength in isolation that you're experiencing at the moment, because you've got the space to do your own work, will ultimately lead you to a point of realising how important community and collective is, and not only that, your place within it, you know, rather than being kind of put upon and taken for granted and being the, you know, the one who fixes everything all the time, whilst also absolutely clawed to death by your own overthinking and fear that you might be doing something wrong, you know, or having done something bad, even though you know intellectually that that isn't the fucking case till you feel that, you know. I'm talking about the way that you take on other people's emotions and process them for them. You know, it's almost like you've had to take yourself away from that, because what is going on at the moment, and I absolutely saw this right across the 6-month readings for all of the signs, is that the emphasis on self-work for the second half of 2021 is off the fucking chain. Right? We thought it was important for the first part of 2021. It's nothing compared to the second part. Every single sign is being called to do their own work, and those who do not do their work, well, I don't know what happens to them, but seeing how important it is, how it was coming up over and over again, like a sign that naturally, by definition, goes in, kind of sucks up people's problems, fixes them and releases them again, is taking away from those signs the ability for them to learn how to fucking do it themselves. This is why Pisces is off over here. This is why you're on your own little side quest, while the rest of the zodiac is just being all like fuck about everything. Because ultimately, when you do come back in, what I think that you will find is that your power is amplified to a level that you actually didn't realize it was capable of being. Because rather than being drained by all those people around you, by the processing of their emotional shit, you get to just be you, Pisces. And as I've said before, that's an incredibly powerful position, because Pisces is about the only sign that actually intimidates me in any kind of way, energetically speaking. My daughter is a Pisces. It was a hell of a learning curve, that one. Apologies. You're getting strong, Pisces, but you're allowing other people to get strong too in your absence. Let's get some cards of advice for Pisces, please. Wow. We have Death and we have the Ace of Pentacles coming out together. That's a hell of a combination. Tell me about that. Yeah, I mean, This work that you are so involved with at the moment, that you seem to be so delighted to be able to commit yourself to, is... Oh, I mean, fuck, look at this. Right, we've got Death, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Right? We've got the Three of Wands. And we've got the Fool. These are cards that speak of beginnings, yes, and also endings, huge transformations with the Death card. It's a Scorpio card. The transformation is yours. Like, allow yourself the process of transformation that is going on within you. And be aware. I mean, oh, fuck. Pisces, this whole reading screams of newness. Like, whatever you are doing at the moment, whatever you are working on, whether it's an aspect of yourself, or whether it's just getting to know yourself, or, you know, whether it's immersing yourself in your art, something like that, you know, whatever kind of art that may be. There's something regenerative going on here for you. And it's going to significantly improve your ability to be able to be a 3D creature amongst other people. It's intense as fuck. All of this energy is so intense. And it's just like, just ride it. Just go with it. Because that Three of Wands there, it's all about the actions that you take. It's the behaviors that you employ, and it feels like they are changing, they are shifting, and it might be subtle at first, or it might be a series of subtle adjustments, but the cumulative effect of those is immense, because you're essentially being reborn here, Pisces. Like I said, like, wouldn't it be incredible for people to actually see how powerful you are for a change? And not that it's about how other people see you, but I think there's a huge aspect of how you see yourself that is important here too. And the fact is that whatever happens over this next 2 weeks, the changes will be permanent. And all of it comes back to this sense of empowerment and this sense of justice, natural justice. Really being given an opportunity to bring themselves into alignment with who you are always supposed to be, were always supposed to be. Whew, Pisces, it's a powerful couple of weeks. I like it. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm done for the day now, to be honest. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.